Alright, so this video is about training grip, sets and reps, things like that. Whereas the last one was more technique, this one won't be as much technique. So the grippers I use, Captains of Crush, I use the 1.5, the 2, the 2.5, and the 3. Now, when I first started training grip with these, I couldn't close a number 1. Well, I could, but barely. Brute forcing a number 1. That's the most I could do. Then I figured out how to set the gripper. Once I figured out how to set the gripper, then I could, I went up to a 2 pretty quickly. And I could close that that was max effort in my right hand. About once a day, is full max effort. Then I got these, and I've been training them pretty regularly. I've gotten up to a 3 in my right hand, like 3 times in one day. That's my best. So usually it's good to obviously warm up first. So what I do to warm up my hands is I'll just like do this for a while, for like 5 minutes, and it'll just burn your forearms to shreds. Or I'll play the piano or something. But anything you can do to just warm up your fingers, because you don't want to do this cold. Then I'll do some warm-up sets, working on my technique on a light gripper. So this is a 1.5, and I practice my set, and then I do some quick closes. Okay, in both hands, because it's important to work both hands obviously equally. And then I shake out, wait a little bit, but not too long, and I hop right into the 2. And this way, if I can hit a 3 going up really quick, no rest in between, then that means I'm pretty solid at a 3. You know what I mean? So same thing with the 2. With the 2, it's obviously a bit harder, but I just try to, you can get a better set with it because it's got more resistance. So I just get that deep set, and then I'll do about 5 closes, and on the 5th one I'll hold closed for about 5 seconds. So that's kind of my negatives. I don't really do too many negatives. I know people do a lot of negatives, but what I do is I'll do a small set, close it, and then hold it for like 5 seconds. And that's my negative training. So same thing in the left. All right, shake it out, stay warm. Now, so what I'm doing here with this 1.5 is my warm-up. So I'll do this for a bunch of reps. Doesn't really matter, but a bunch. What I'm doing these for is to train specifically grip strength. And it's the same way you would train like your squat. You're not going to do 500 reps at 20 pounds to get a higher squat. There's better ways about going about it. You want to be efficient as possible with your training. So you warm up, obviously. Then once you get onto harder grippers, you want them to be hard enough that you can get 3 to 5 almost regularly once you're warmed up. And that way you'll be able to work on your progression by doing more sets or an extra rep, stuff like that. So for me right now, 2.5 is pretty hard. So what I'll do So I have very short fingers, but a big palm. So I have to set it really deep to begin with. But what I'll do on a number 2.5 is I'll close it. When they get heavy, I can't do this because it'll move my set. The dog leg will move in my hand and I won't be able to close it ever again. So what I do is if I'm doing 3 reps on a heavy gripper, I'll do them slowly. So I'll almost do like a pause rep kind of deal. So I'll show you. I'm going to do this for 3 reps, but you have to be controlled because it's heavy and you don't want it to slide down your palm. Okay, so let me try this for 3 reps. This isn't easy for me, you know what I mean? So I just go nice and controlled with my squeeze. Now on my left hand, this is pretty close to my top. I've never gotten the 3 with my left. I've gotten the 2.5 for multiple reps, but not in a row with the 2.5. You always want to try to keep your hands equal. But what I do is I don't really do sets and reps like most guys do. All I see on YouTube is all these sets and reps that you have to do to get strong. I don't do that. I do it purely by feel. And how I structure it is I do at a high weight gripper, like this 2.5, I will do like 3 to 5 until I feel like my forearm is getting pumped. So it may be 5 sets or it may be less. But then I will, at some point, I always move on to the 3. I always try the heaviest gripper I have. That way I can work on it and work to getting multiple closes. So I'm going to try this 2.5 in my left hand now, but this is going to be really tough. So once I get it, I'll hold it. If it's really hard to close, hold it closed for a long time until you feel yourself opening up. Then just let go. There's no point in just ripping your hand apart. So I usually do a lot of work with the 2.5, but I will go up to the 3. And the thing is with the 3, if I can't close it, then I'll hold it at a max close as far as I can get it to go for 10 seconds, and I'll do that repeatedly. And that way you're getting that full effort into that gripper. Whereas if you close one, you're not going full effort because it's closed. So with this, you're always trying to get it closed, but it may not close. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right into it right now and see what happens. I'm feeling pretty good off this 2.5, so I'm just going to jump right into this 3, and hopefully it'll close. And if it does, then I'm going to hold it for as long as I can, keeping them touching. So I got them touching, and now I'm just trying to hold out, and that's it. So that's pretty good for me. Usually I can't close it that quickly, but my hand felt pretty strong, so that's why I went straight for it. Now, what I was saying about not doing sets and reps is I do more of throughout the day. So if I'm feeling good, and my hands are warm throughout the day, I'll hop right on, do like 10 with the 1.5, go right into the 2 for 5, then the 2.5 for 5, and then try this. I don't want to jump straight into this because it's just too heavy, and you can hurt your fingers if you go into it cold. Now I'm going to try it with my left. I've never closed it with my left, but I always just try to get a good squeeze and a hold. So that's like a abbreviated version of what I would usually do. And when you do this, you don't want to do it on a day that you're doing arms, like at the gym, simply because your forearms will already be cooked before you go. And if you do it afterwards, yes, they'll be warm, but you won't be able to get the productive reps with the high weight gripper. So I just try to do it on about 3 to 4 times a week if I can, and I do them on days that I'm not doing upper body at all. So squats, front squats, cleans, snatches, all that stuff. And I'll do these afterwards or before or whenever I feel like it. Sometimes I will try to keep track of how many I can close in one day, a full day. Like for the number 3 that I can't close in a row, I may do 3 different sessions in one day, working up to a 3 close. So like that's what I was saying, my best was 3 closes in one day with this as of right now, but I think I could go probably up to 5 pretty soon. And then I don't get the next gripper until my left hand can close it once. So that's my little rule of thumb. That's why I have up to the number 3 right now. And I know they're not credit card sets. I can't do a credit card set. My fingers are too damn short. So it's extremely difficult to close even the 2 with a credit card set. Just because my fingers are so damn short that it's extremely difficult. The dog leg will just move in my hand as soon as I get the credit card in. So I just don't do that. I don't really care about that. I'm trying to get the strength aspect. So for me, just to be able to close it and hold it closed is what I'm going after. So anyways, I hope that this helps some of you asking those questions about how to train grip with the grippers, sets and reps I use. Hopefully the audio is better on this video than the last one. I know that was a bit quiet on the last one, but hopefully this video is all set. So anyways, peace, and see you next time. Leave your comments if you have any questions. That's it. Peace.